go ahead and get started because we don't want to hold our speakers up, because we know they're and our online folks, because we have a pretty good crowd tonight online as well. So my name's Brian Truman with SVN Accel Commercial Real Estate, and we do these monthly learning series. We started doing this about 2.5 years ago to provide free education for investors, community, all of that good stuff. Bring great content that normally you'd have to go somewhere else and pay good money to get. So we have a couple of great speakers tonight, and Jana always says, which is kind of our motto, is that one of the reasons why we do the learning series too is that we want you to
increase your standard of living so that you can improve your standard of giving.
Right. So from that, normally we have a main charity and nonprofit that is usually here to take 5-7 minutes to kind of explain what they do and all that good stuff. We don't this month, but we have for the last several months, which is always great because we're big into going and basically participating with different charities. We go once a quarter to do that as a team, but we just want you to improve that standard of living so you can improve your standard of giving. One of the other things that we started several months back too is we have a sponsor for our event every month, and I'm very excited about our sponsor for this month. So TJ, if you want to come forward. So this is TJ with Cheesecake Chronicles, and if you saw any of my social media leading up to this, I told everybody they were going to have a treat tonight that comes because they're going to go home with a cheesecake, from that. But this guy is awesome. So he is originally from this area. Then he got out of high school, decided to go to Valparaiso University. And then from there, he went and spent a little time in DC, and then went to graduated from University of Washington up in Seattle area with a degree in biology and pharmaceutical research, right? So from that, so then a few years back, he was a couple of years.
Yes,
back. So a couple of years, he decided to come back to Nashville, and he started what's called the Cheesecake Chronicles. And he's been on television here locally on some of the news stations, lunch hour and that stuff, talking about kind of what he does. He has 78 flavors of cheesecake, right? Yeah, and this is something I just really found out when he and I were talking just a couple minutes ago, is he's actually allergic to dark chocolate. So and that, so that's one of the flavors he brought. And so he was telling me that he has to basically get a hazmat suit on and latex gloves up to here, mask, everything else to create the dark chocolate, the cheesecakes.
I have to.
But he said he has enough nephews that will tell him whether it's good or not and things like that. But you want to cover some of your, I know we've got some few slides here if you want to cover a few of them real quick.
Yes, indeed.
So
first of all, thank you for having me, Brian. It's an
Yeah.
honor and a pleasure. Thank you all for being here, and yes, for allowing me to be here. It's an honor being a presenting sponsor for this month. So my name is Tobin Harvey Jr. Of course, everyone knows me as TJ. I am the owner of and the cheesecake artist at TJ's Cheesecake Chronicles right here in excuse me, in Nashville, Tennessee. And what we do is, first of all, home-based business. So everything that is made comes out of my kitchen. And we have 2 locations, one in Pennington Center and then one, of course, in Percy Priest area of Antioch. We were established in August 2020. That's when the first cheesecake officially came out of the oven. I left my previous career in November of 2021, and we were officially licensed just this past year in April 2022. So over 75 flavors. I just redid the menu, so it is officially at 78, and we offer it in 3 different sizes. We have the original 9-inch, which weighs a ton. It's about anywhere between 5 to 7 pounds, depending on if there's a cake layer or not. So very heavy, get your money's worth. The personal mini 6-inch, which I like to say is for a couple, unless you have that, urge to hit the refrigerator, at midnight and, steal it for yourself. And then of course, the super mini 3 inches, which are actually back there. If you walked in and you saw those, perfect for events like this, weddings, which I have been able to do a lot of lately, corporate events and things of that nature. So it keeps me very busy, and I actually love it. We offer direct delivery service and local pickup in Nashville and Middle Tennessee for a small charge, like $10. It's a flat rate, and I will come to you personally. I like to have that one-on-one with my clients. I want everybody to know that when you're getting a cheesecake from me, you are getting 41 years. I'm 41 years old. You're getting 41 years of life, struggle, success, my entire story in that cheesecake, and it will be well worth your dime, I promise. As you see, the sizes there, the original 9 here, that's the horchata churro cheesecake that you see here. That was that was actually featured on Local on 2 on News 2. That was a month ago. I know, I'm so sorry. The personal mini 6-inch is this is the strawberry classic here that you have here in the 6-inch. And then the super mini 3-inch, they come in single flavor sets of 12, 24, or the 24 mix, where you can get 3 different flavors. This is page 1 of the menu.
Wow.
Starting with the originals, and this was just revealed this week, actually. So we go from the originals, single fruit classics, combination cheesecakes, which have cake layers in them, the Chronicles Light, which is the vegan part of the menu. And then now being added is the option to upgrade, whether you want a Lotus Biscoff crust or a gluten-free crust. This is the second page of the menu with all the specialty based and premium. I told you 78. Your 3-inch super minis are down there below, and then of course custom and sports themed cheesecake. So if you are, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Roll Tide, we can get that done for you too. Local delivery in the area, and of course complimentary for any orders above $100. All right, so as you can see, my information is there on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at TJ's Chronicles. The website itself is tjscheesecakechronicles.com. You can reach me by email, tjscheechronicles@gmail.com, and my phone number is there. So thank you guys for allowing me to.
And thank you for the cheesesteak.
Well, for those that just walked in, we always have a sponsor every month, and so TJ with Cheesecake Chronicles is our sponsor. When you get ready to leave, there's cheesecake out on the table here. So it's one of the 3-inch ones, and there's
4 different flavors.
Yeah.
Blackberry lavender, you have New York classic, you have triple chocolate, and then you have strawberry classic.
Yeah, so
Please enjoy.
those are his 4 most popular. So those are the ones that he brought, but he has what's the jalapeno?
Oh, the honey jalapeno bacon.
Yeah.
cheesecake,
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
What's the weirdest cheesecake you got?
The weirdest that I have
That's not.
made. That would be
You got something?
the honey glazed apple pork belly cheese.
Oh, that's really weird.
And you will find pictures of all of those on my social media or on the website. So it's, you have to see it to believe it.
Are business
So-
cards out front?
Yeah, yeah, so, yeah,
If you want
so-
to be a sponsor,
yeah,
how do you be a sponsor?
contact Joanna, get a hold of us, and Joanna will get you on the schedule for being a
There's
sponsor.
a link on our website also,
Okay.
under the events
There
tab.
you go, yep, so. All righty, well,
Thank you, TJ.
thank you, appreciate it. So next, real quick, we're gonna have Carson Truman, who's an agent of ours. I think he's related to our
Jerry.
managing broker over here. But he's gonna cover his segment real quick, and then we'll get on to our first speaker. So
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carson Truman. I'm an agent here at SVN Accel Commercial Real Estate. Now that everyone's sufficiently hungry, let's get into the real interesting stuff. So my main focus here in Tennessee is retail and office spaces. So that's what I've been doing for as long as I've been here. So real quick, we usually take a market report from CoStar, but Kyle Robeson, who's actually also here, gave me a helpful tip on interesting information from MSCI, which is the largest market data website that there is out there. And it says right here, all major U.S. commercial property types posted annual price declines in April, marking the first time since September 2010 that there has been a over the board decrease in property prices. So specifically in retail, it's dropped over 6%. And keep in mind, this is a national demographic and doesn't really necessarily apply to local. So on the CoStar for the market data for locally in Tennessee, vacancy rate is still really strong at only 3.4%, which if you know that if anything's less than pretty much 5% vacancy rate, technically pretty much means 0%, because that means that landlords get to be very picky and choosy on their tenants. So they would rather let the property sit vacant for 3+ months and gain rack in 4 or 5 different LOIs so they can be picky and choosy on who exactly they want. So the rent growth has been over 7.8% over the past year, which means if you per se had a 2,000 square foot retail property and you were marketing it at the market rate, which is average of $28 a square foot, you could get over $1,500 just for over the past year. So the net absorption has been 729,000 square foot of space that has been absorbed, and over 615,000 of retail space delivery, and that space being built. So locally, Rutherford County has now again been the fastest growing county in Tennessee. Murfreesboro, they've been really killing it down there with how much stuff they're building. I was there actually just a couple of months ago and seeing how much they're building. It's actually really crazy. So one of the most interesting things about this is while the rent growth has been over 7.8% and the vacancy rate is only 3.4%, if you go to the most expensive retail property type, which is malls, they actually have an 18% vacancy rate at the most expensive per square footage on average, which is $41 a square foot. So what used to be, you know, the go-to popular destination for a lot of retail has really fallen off on a lot of that. And there's actually a really interesting part in here about the University of Vanderbilt's Medical Center has already submitted a letter of intent. Hang on, let me find this. Because they're going to repurpose a mall to be medical office space. I believe it's in, Vanderbilt University Medical Center signed a letter of intent to repurpose much of the global mall at the crossing into medical office space. So, and then a lot of malls are also been demolished. I know there's one in Madison that got demolished, and also the one in Bellevue that got demolished recently in 2015 to be redeveloped into One Bellevue Place, which I don't know if you guys have seen the new Fordyce Center there. It's really crazy what they're doing over there. So, but yeah, that's the retail market update. Please, contact us if you have any questions, and we'd love to help you with your real estate.